like, what the hell happened with this thing? Because it ran for like a very limited thing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when you have two different comic book companies, there's obviously issues with they don't want to give up their respective IPs. There's a whole copyright thing there.
Yeah.
I've said this before that it would be really cool if they could somehow do a movie of DC Marvel versus DC, and have like the MCU people and have like what's left of the DC cinematic universe, kind of people, like, and just like bring them together and have a huge battle. But I know that's not possible unless Disney decides to buy out DC and Warner Brothers.
I mean, they could probably buy DC because I think T-Mobile bought Warner and they bought like the DC stuff and they like canceled some of the publishing stuff.
Oh, really?
This was like last year.
Oh, so then if
they laid off a
decides...
crap ton of people and like a bunch of people left and they kind of put everything on Jim Lee. I don't really know what else happened after that.
Oh wow!
But it was like a huge shakeup and not for any good reasons.
Yeah.
So like I'm not really too sure like what's going on with DC right now. But
that's interesting.
It's like it seemed like they bought it to own it and then like they just decided to like take the rights to whatever was actually working and then just kind of like throw the rest of the wolves. So like they probably bought it with the intention of like flipping it down the road. So if if Disney wanted to, they probably could make a pretty like good offer for DC and then just own everything, which is probably what's going to happen anyway.
Yeah, I would imagine that if Warner still had like full control, if they hadn't been bought out by T-Mobile, then they would have held on to DC because they want to try to compete with Disney. But if Warner Brothers is, T-Mobile has no reason to hold on to DC, properties if they don't think they can profit off of it. So I don't know if T-Mobile has any intention of trying to go up against Disney.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So I could see them, I mean, that's like Disney's pretty much their whole like strategy of business is just buy out your competition. Like,
yeah,
that's what they've been doing. They literally bought Fox. Like Disney owns Fox. It's like crazy, There's like no like. It's like almost like there is no competition anymore. It's just like Disney and like 3 other companies that like control all of the media.
I mean, that was probably Walt's plan all along, and that's probably why his head's frozen in a jar somewhere.
Yeah, they're gonna like when they can bring him back, and it'll be like Disney by that point will be like the ruler of the world.
I mean, he basically is becoming Darth Vader.
There was like a whole like meme that I saw. It was like a timeline of the future about Disney buying up all their competition. It's like by like 100 years from now, it's like all media is controlled by Disney, and then it's like Disney starts like building an army and becomes like its own country, and then eventually just takes over the world. And like they like have like Mickey Mouse like burned onto the moon and stuff like that. Like, I mean, it's probably gonna happen.
Yeah, probably happen
if it stays on this trajectory.
Probably a matter of time, as long as Bob Chapek or whatever the CEO's name doesn't screw it up.
Yeah.
Which I don't know, right? Like he's just been slashing everything. He's been cutting everything in sight for like budget stuff. So like, I don't know. We'll have to see.
I mean, but I don't know because Disney's shows that they've been coming out with, like especially they have probably the two biggest money making like nerdy things right now, and that's Marvel and Star Wars.
Oh yeah. Well, no, Disney Entertainment is fine. I mean, like Disney, like the rest of the Disney company, like the parks related stuff and everything, they're just slashing everything. But like
that's interesting.
But the entertainment arm is like totally fine.
I mean, I could see it with COVID because they probably took a huge hit from COVID at the parks. They couldn't.
Oh yeah, they couldn't do anything
there.
I mean, they still kind of can't.
It was kind of the worst timing ever too, because they were just starting to push the whole Star Wars park, the Galaxy's Edge thing.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit, and it's like, well, we just opened up this new park, spent all this, I'm sure billions, or at least definitely hundreds of millions to build this Star Wars themed park, and now it's like gonna fall by the wayside, and nothing's gonna happen of it because of COVID. I feel like Nintendo kind of got screwed too, because they have been building a Nintendo theme park in Universal Studios Japan, and they plan on expanding it to Universal Studios in Florida. Like, it's a whole Nintendo Land area of the park.
Yeah. Well, they just started. They just started building the Nintendo park for in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like a couple of days ago.
Yeah, they're planning on building one in the Hollywood and in Orlando.
Yeah, which I can't wait for.
Yeah, that's gonna be freaking awesome.
But they were like, they had this thing called Epic Universe that they were like set to build like pre-COVID, and then like it would have had I don't know if Nintendo World would have been part of it, but it was going to be like How to Train Your Dragon, the Universal Movie Monsters.
That's cool.
I think like a bigger Harry Potter expansion and like a bunch of other cool, like a couple of other cool things that they were going to put in there.
Yeah.
And then like COVID hit and they canceled everything, and then but like they had already like kind of dug up the land, and then they were like, oh, you know, we're gonna like maybe we'll do something with that land now, but we don't know what. And then like not like maybe like a month ago or something like that, they just were like, yeah, we're gonna just do it anyway. Like we can do it, so we'll just start building it. But they were cutting a bunch of people for a while, of like the construction crews and the creative team and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, if there's nothing happening, there's no point in paying those people, I could see, you know. Like,
yeah.
Legoland is actually going to be opening up by me soon, and that's been, again, under construction.
You're getting a Legoland?
Yeah, up in by like where the outlets are. I forget. I don't know exactly. It's like
the Trenton ones.
Suffer. No. Up in like Woodbury Commons.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like Trenton is not the nicest area to put like Legoland in.
Yeah, no, it's I want to say it's Suffern, but I don't think it's Suffern. It's somewhere like, you know, like in the New York side, but like close to the Jersey border.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool.